Let's see a few questions of AWS certification. The first one, uh, it's design high performance architecture. An IT company uses scaling policies to maintain an exact number of EC2 instances in different availability zones as per application workloads. The developer team has developed a new version of the application for which a new AMI needs to be updated to all the instances. For this, you have been asked to ensure that the instances with previous AMIs are phased out quickly. So over here, you have to remember scaling policies. The company uses scaling policies, and the EC2 instances have different availability, and a new AMI needs to be updated. That's it. Only these three you need to remember. The answer would be specify termination creation criteria using oldest launch template. So, so basically it says the oldest launch template. Let's write it down again. Oldest launch template. Okay. So this is the one, oldest launch template. The second question. What you have to remember is designing resilient architecture. A company is deploying a distributed application using Amazon Aurora as database. And the database should be restored with a recovery time objective. What approach can be initiated to meet cross-origin disaster recovery? Okay. The only thing what you have to remember is distributed application, Amazon Aurora, recovery time object, and cross-region disaster recovery. The answer would be use Amazon Aurora global database and use the secondary region as a failover for service degradation in the primary region. Okay, to again recollect, what we are doing is Amazon Aurora global database and secondary region as failover service. Secondary region as failover service. That's it. First one was oldest launch template. The second one is Aurora global database. The third question, you have to remember design secure architectures. Basically, if a company is deploying its critical application on EC2 instances, it's using load balancer. Also, AWS WAF is used. So it is requesting this resource should limit to a threshold number of sessions. Which security policy should be used? The answer would be create AWS WAF URI specific rate based rule. You have to remember URI specific rate based rules. Again, what is that? URI specific rate based rules. Okay, AWS WAF URI specific rate based rules. The first one was oldest launch template. The second one is Amazon Aurora global database. The third one is AWF, WAF, not AWF, WAF, and URI specific rate based rules. The fourth question, design resilient architecture. You have to remember it's deployed in highly available. It's deployed a lower capacity web services on the on-premise. And primary database, what they want is AWS cloud, and the secondary as data center. You will be using Amazon Route 53 to configure this failover. How can Amazon Route 53 health checks be designed? What you have to remember is for primary resources in the AWS cloud, create alias record and set evaluate target health to yes. For secondary records, create a health check in Route 53 for web services in the data center. create two failover alias record for each primary and secondary. So if you see the first operation, this is also the same. Evaluate target health to yes. Secondary, everything is the same. The only thing is different is over here in this option, it says create two failover alias records for each primary and secondary resources. In the fourth one, the second line is the same. Create two failover, but the first line would be different for primary. And over here, what it says is AWS for this one also. So what is different over here and this one? Okay, it is not setting the evaluate target health to yes. So we have to remember two keywords: set evaluate target health to yes and create two failover alias. So let's write it down. Set, what was it? Evaluate target health. Evaluate target health to yes. And the next one is create two failover, one for primary and one for secondary. Okay, that you have to remember. To recollect, first one was oldest launch template. Second one was Amazon Aurora Global Database. Third one was AWS WAF URI specific rate based rule. Fourth one is two things: set evaluate target health to yes, and two failover, one for primary and one for secondary. The last question, let's see. Design high performance architecture. Over here, what you have to remember is large number of application servers hosted on VMs, that is virtual machines. This has different operating systems, and also the resource utilization is different from the on-premise servers, which should include key parameters like CPU, disk, and network. The data should be saved in encrypted format and shared with the subject matter experts. Which method is best suited to get the server details? The answer is agent discovery method with AWS application discovery services. So the last one is also the same. AWS application discovery service. So what is the difference between these two? This is agentless, but the last one was agent based. So this is agentless and also AWS application discover services. So let's do that. Agentless and AWS application discovery services. Application discovery services. Okay. So the first one is oldest launch template. The second one was Amazon Aurora Global Database secondary region failover services. The third one was URI specific AWS WF. The fourth one was set evaluate target health to yes and create two failovers, primary and this one. And the last one was agentless and AWS application discovery services. That's it. We will see the remaining one in the next video. Thanks.